Okay, this is how I make my bag books. I get a paper bag. I can use a lunch bag or I can use a larger bag and it makes like a portfolio. But first you lay it flat and you can go through this. It's really good with seeing if the kids can follow directions. Um, Take the bag, lay it flat, pull this flap up, and you're going to just cut the very end of it across. Not a whole lot, just a little bit. Throw it away, recycle it. Once you're there, you put your hand inside, and you can see there's a long side and a short side. You're going to cut the long side. On both sides, and push it up. Next, if you notice, we have two triangles. Put your fingers inside the triangles and push up. And now you have a flat surface. Next, you take this end and you go up to here. I don't go all the way up. I go to about right there because it'll fold better. I've had better luck. Anyway, fold it there, make a really good crease, open it back up. So you can see your crease here that halves your book into two sections. Next, turn it around, and the way I did mine is, because you can cut on either here in the middle or you can cut over here, depending on how you want it to open up. For mine, I cut on this one because I wanted one side to open up further than the other one. So actually I think I cut on this side because I wanted it to open up that way. So I only cut down to that, where I fold it in half. So if you've got really good scissors, you can just kind of go around. These aren't that great, but they're sharp enough that I can just do that. And if it's not a perfect, that's okay, because when the kids do it, it's not going to be perfect either. Okay, so I've got my flap here and that over there. Now, with this top one, I'm going to cut over through this all the way over. And you're going to get to that part that's got that inside there. Cut that too, because you need it to open all the way up. Just like that. And see, then it opens all the way up. Okay? Alright. Then you've got to go to the other side, because you haven't got, this one's got to be right there. Cut it and open it up. And so you've got a large space to put information. Kids can report things, and you can close it. But before that, before you cut the next section, you need to go ahead and tape this section right here, so that if you make cuts, it doesn't completely fall apart. So I get a piece of tape. I'm using really thick tape, wide tape. I would say use Scotch tape probably would be best, or even masking tape because it can be written on. But I've glued paper over these and it does fairly well. Okay, so now I'm done with the top part as far as any cuts, and I'm going to go to the bottom part. Down here, I'm wanting this to be just a flap because I want like a window or doors on the bottom part. So on this part right here, I'm going to cut on this one here, on this first long one, not the middle one, but this first long one, on both sides. And that will fold up. Just like that. Now, you see, you've got these right here that you've still got to cut across so you can open up these. So you cut, and you cut, and it'll make the little doors afterwards. But you've got to go ahead and tape again under here so it, again, it doesn't fall apart. That's the key, is not letting it fall apart. Right there. I didn't make it quite long enough. There, make just a little bit more. And you've got almost your bottom half done. Now, you can have it, you know, fold over like that if you want. I don't, I don't on my one because I make earth right here. And I want it to be like French doors. So I lay it flat and I just go right up the middle. And hope that they go pretty even. Yeah, it cuts off the pieces I don't need, but see, then these two pieces meet and it opens up like that. Once I've done that, whatever I want to do, if I want to put just plain paper, glue them over them to make them sturdier, I can do that. I can add brads to hold it shut, and this is, for example, I put paper over it so it makes it a lot thicker than the thing. I put a brad here, I put a brad on that right there, on that outside, that I can close it. Alright, on this top part, I put the moon, information about the moon that I want them to know. It opens up like that, and they can put their order of their planets. I'm kind of show them the gas, that these are really far out compared to these. While we're doing our research, they get half sheets of paper. I give them this little bit, and there's information that we write down, the things we find out that we think are important, ones that we know that we want them to know, and that closes. On the sun, you can make a sun and then later stick it in here and fold it where it doesn't take up the room. You can do the same thing with the moon. Information about the sun on there. I know our thing says a plate, but I put it on a paper so I can put it in here. So the sun, and then the earth. They can put information here that I want them to know. They can draw their earth. It gives them a chance for some of the ones that do better with art, are more art smart kids, that, you know, they get a little bit more success. And then information that we talked about that they could put down in the inside. Once they're done, they've got it, and all of it's kept in one small, nice, neat little bag book.